What's up, everybody? Thanks for clicking on the video. KC here, KC outside. Today, quick video on two popular dual sport tires, the Dunlop 606 and the TUSK D Sport, which is mounted on the KLR at the moment. I don't have a lot of experience with the TUSK D Sport. I did have one mounted on my DRZ 400 that I sold a couple years ago. I ran it for probably 200-300 miles, but I will say this, I mean, I used it pretty hard off-road after a couple hundred miles, and I wasn't particularly pleased with it, like in hardcore off-road conditions. So I did take it off. I mean, it was great on the road and forest roads, and it could have just been the area I was in. It was very rocky, very rough. The 606 may have kind of done the same thing. But that being said, I'm just going to kind of go over the two and show the similarities between them, just so if you're thinking about buying them, you can kind of get an idea here. And I'm going to show you how the the D606 tends to wear a little bit funny. I've used the 606s for over 20 years, off and on different bikes. I don't use them, I don't put them on every bike and run them till they're bald. I try other tires, and I like other tires for certain things. But we'll take a look at them here, and I'll show you what's going on. Of course, these are both 21-inch. I believe they are both 90, let me see here. No, yes, they are both 90, 21s. I'm going to get the camera here so we can kind of take a closer look at the tread and show you what they look like. Okay, so if you can see here, now this is the brand new TUSK D Sport, and this is the D606. This has 3,400 miles on it. Now, if you can see, they are very, very similar. When Rocky Mountain did this with their TUSK brand, they basically had to be copying the 606. You can see right here, the offset 3 knob section right here, and of course on the D Sport, offset 3 knobs. You got the lower one here and the 2 side, and now all they did is this one is shaped slightly different. It has a little notch, and of course on the D Sport it is not, just basically like a trapezoid type block there. And then of course you have your side knob. Then when you go to the next row, you just basically have this pair of knobs here, and then of course you have your side offset knob here, and basically the same thing here, your 2 knobs and the side offset here. Now, as far as the rubber compound, I'm gonna say the knobs, I don't have any specific gauge to test these, but they're very similar. The compound is very similar. If anything, I would say this tire, the TUSK D Sport, the knobs and the sidewall are just ever so slightly more stiff. A harder compound. That's my opinion. I'm not saying that it is, but to me it feels that way. Now, this is what I want to show you on these D606s. And I would like anybody who runs either of these tires to please comment so people watching the video can kind of make a better decision on what they want to do. But I'm going to show you, like I said, I have run 606s for at least 20 years. So the one thing that has always happened on my 606s, I don't care if I've tried high air pressure, low air pressure, medium air pressure. I don't do wheelies. I'm not coming down hard on the pavement. I am not a hardcore front braker, coming to a stop and jamming the brakes on. The 606s, every one I've ever had, they wear offset. I don't know if you can see it, but this knob, you have the center knob here, and then you have this offset knob. If you can see, it wears on a downward angle. The front is higher, the back is probably a good 1/16, if not more, close to 1/8 of an inch right here in the corner. But it wears on a goofy angle. And even here, up on this is where the pair of knobs is. This knob even is worn with like a crown right up on top in this area. But it does it the whole way around the tire. Like I said, every one that I have ever had has worn this way. So I definitely want to hear from folks that have used these in the past or using them now, because I'm curious if I didn't run the D Sport long enough on my DRZ to see how it was going to wear. Like I said, it was only on 200 to 300 miles. This is typically, I would run them, 4,000 miles on a bike. I don't like to run my tires down completely bald. I don't feel safe. But this tire, if you were going to run it down completely bald, you could probably get 6,000 to 8,000 miles off of it. So feel free to chime in, you guys that have a lot of miles on these tires. So that being said, I'm curious to see how the D Sport does. The only problem is I'm not sure if I'll have this bike long enough to test this tire a couple thousand miles. I'm not sure of that. We'll see. I may have to put one on one of the next bikes I get if I don't have time to test a long enough time to test it on here. Another thing too, price-wise. Of course, you can buy them everywhere. These were both from Rocky Mountain. The D606 is $123. The TUSK D Sport is $58. So that's a drastic price difference on these two tires. And like I said, they are almost dead nuts exact the way they're made, built, firmness, all of that. The only telling figure is going to be, does the D Sport wear like the 606? Does this one maybe wear faster or less? Or my main thing is, I want to know from any of you guys watching with a lot of miles on the D Sport, is it wearing like this 606 does? And any of you guys that have run these 606s a lot also, let me know if yours wears this way. Like I said, I literally have never had one not do this, and I've had fellas I rode with that were running these and they wore the same way, where I'll try to show you here up front. You can see how high this center knob is compared to this one knob right here in the center, and even this is a side knob, of course. They never wear as much, but that's still almost like new. This one is worn very slightly after 3,400 miles, but these two offsets are worn. Even this one, you can see this side is higher than the one on this side of the bike. So it's just a strange wear pattern. And like I said, this one was probably always, I was running this on the KLR basically probably right around 20 pounds to maybe 22, 95% of the time, unless I was on severe off-road duty. So, like I said, I've run these on XT250s, WRs, DR650, and DRZ 400. They all would always wear that same way. So, please feel free to chime in and let everyone know, including me, what your experience is with these two tires, especially high mileage. That way we can kind of figure out which one is the better way to go. Half price on the D Sport, or spend the extra money and go with the 606. And I want to say thanks to all you people that are subscribing and tuning in. Man, I appreciate that. I never even thought I would have anybody watching. I'm up to a little over 4,000 subscribers, slowly climbing. So I greatly appreciate that. For everybody that watches, hit that subscribe button. Let's get some more, and comment on these tires so everybody can find out which way is the best way to go. Thanks for watching.